from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. It's time again for your Only in OK Wednesday weekend update. This week we have something for the 8-bit art aficionados, Oklahoma history buffs, and pop culture fanboys. So set your reminders because it's all happening in your neck of the woods this weekend. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley.
Welcome to the
Hello.
show.
Thank you.
Welcome to your own show.
Thank you. I feel warm and fuzzy inside.
So glad to have you back.
I am back.
You're back. So tell me about being the life of a stuntman.
The life of a... You confuse me sometimes. Are we talking about my weekend camping adventures?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Hey, at our age, man, just lighting a fire with a match is
so
almost
it
too
was
much.
Fire time the whole time because it was chilly. Whoa.
You know, it was chilly here, and I can't. You were probably right on the water too.
Yes, we were right on the water down in Lake Murray in the Ardmore area.
You're becoming quite the are the Ardmorians? I think it's just you're Oklahomans around here. Do you have are those
Ardmericans?
Ardmericans, man. That's right. So had a good time?
It was fun. Didn't have the kids this go around, so it was just lots of sitting around the fire,
Packing light,
stay warm. It was packed. We did not have a lot of cleanup. It was surprisingly nice.
Did you eat anything local besides hot dogs and marshmallows? Did you have some Italian food or anything?
We can't
we
talk
can't.
about that restaurant because
They don't sponsor the show.
And they're horrible.
Yeah, that one place.
There is a place.
Well, good. You made it back.
Can't recommend.
You made it back and well rested and ready to kick another weekend off for everyone else.
Yes, I've got another camping trip coming up, by the way. A couple of weeks out.
I know. You asked me if I'd be able to go, and I kind of said, I'll be honest, I said it's 50-50, man. You know, the days are getting shorter. It's getting colder. I used to bitch and complain about camping out in a tent. Remember those days? And I just don't know if I can. I still don't know if I got it in me to. It's kind of chilly, man.
It's super cold, but it's going to be a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, we got some outdoor activities. We got some indoor activities. Something for everybody coming up. All right, 6 goes into 7. 1 is. God, I'm so frustrated. I'm scared to death. I'm an independent contractor, and I don't want to get punched in the jimmy by the IRS.
Brett, why don't you give our buddy Justin over at the Holiday Tax Group a call? One of their specialties is tax preparation and planning. And then on top of that, if you have a run-in with the IRS, they're going to have your back.
Perfect. But how do I find them?
You can reach them at holidaytaxgroup.com. And if the independent contractor thing works out for you, they also do estate planning. So they got you back on that one as well.
Oh, thank goodness. Thanks for the advice. That's holidaytaxgroup.com. Holiday with 2 L's.
All right, Brett, so we're starting off with Oklahoma Artcade.
What was, okay.
Artcade.
Arcade with a T?
Correct. It is an art show that is 100% based on arcade games.
Now, that's something I think you and I can get on board with. You know, I think if you're a kid of reasonable age, meaning anywhere between the ages of, say, 35 and 70, you've been in an arcade. Kids these days don't know what they're missing. Everybody huddled around Street Fighter or the pinball wizards, man.
Dude, I remember hanging out in the coin-operated laundromat.
Yes.
Playing Galaga until my tiny little hands wouldn't work anymore.
If you asked me, and we both have played our fair share of video games up through the modern era of games. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Number one game, hands down. If you said, Brett, I'll give you every PlayStation 4 and Xbox game, or I'll give you all the time you want on a Galaga machine, I'll take Galaga every time. I think
it's the music.
It's the music if you did laundry at a laundromat in the 80s, I think they required them to not only have working laundry machines, but they had to have a Galaga. Every single one had it.
I think so.
But yeah, this is a cool art show coming up.
It's free to the public.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cross between fine art and video games. Kind of art for all ages.
Right. I mean, the target audience, anything from if you're just a gamer or one of those gallery hound collectors. I mean, it's got everything.
Right. They have like paintings, sculptures, etchings, paper crafts, mobiles.
Mobiles. I haven't done a mobile in years. Okay, so this next thing, I'm going to let you say it because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up.
Arduino art.
Arduino art. Now, this is some next level nerd. I don't even think I could even look at it and have like a real opinion because I like to take things apart, but I never look at the inside of like a CNC and thought, I see something that can be repurposed here.
Right. So all of this art is one of a kind. There's no mass production.
Right.
So if you buy something at the art show, you're going to have the only one.
Right. We're not mansplaining. You get it. It's yours. It's a one-off. That's it. And the prices are cheap too.
Right. The prices are determined by the artists.
Mm-hmm.
So you're liable to find a good deal here.
Now, the one thing that they're doing I think is cool is compared to if you buy from, say, an art show at a gallery, typical art shows at a gallery will charge you in the neighborhood of 30 to 40% more than what the artists themselves would because there's that curator's fee. They're not charging that here, which I think is really cool. So you're getting a great deal on some really cool art.
The OnlyinOKShow, we're all about non-profits.
Right. We don't make any money. Why should we charge money? Yeah, we're all about non-profit.
But if you followed us from day one, if you started off this journey multiple years back,
even before we were international podcast award winners,
right?
Yeah.
If you started off with Brett and Harley back in the day,
the zenith,
then you'll know that hot dogs are important to us. A portion of the proceeds of this art show actually go to a cause that I think you and I can both get behind.
Yes.
Hot dogs for the homeless.
I don't think it gets any better than hot dogs for the homeless.
Now, I've got a link in the show notes for this. This is a really neat organization out of Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just hot dogs, but I really think that you should check it out. Go to the show notes, hit the link, check them out.
Yeah, I mean, no buns about it. Sorry.
No buns about it?
I know. I had to find a way to slide a hot dog bun in, and I just did it twice.
So next up on our trip across the state,
we go from buns to guns.
Nice.
Well, and then we're going to do it again.
Throwing zingers out here.
Man.
So Checotah, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. Home of Carrie Underwood.
Really? I did not know that.
Yes, I've heard many stories about Carrie Underwood that I probably shouldn't have heard. But yes, she's from Checotah.
So you may not be aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
The Battle of Honey Springs. So there were approximately 9,000 soldiers involved in the Battle of Honey Springs.
Right.
And these were soldiers from all over the place. You like Cherokee and Creek regiments, American Indian Forces, Texas regiments.
But the interesting thing to that, the Native Americans made up a significant portion of both sides, Union and Confederate, which is interesting. The whites were the minority in this case.
Interesting.
I mean, not to be too on the nose, but it was by definition a race war.
But
there
is a reenactment of the Battle of Honey Springs going on this weekend.
Right.
It's a special reenactment. The actors are bringing to life the largest military clash ever to have occurred on Oklahoma soil.
How old were you? And this is a serious question. How old were you when you heard about the Battle of Honey Springs? Do you remember hearing about it in high school at all?
No.
It's interesting to me. I was probably 40 when I heard about it the first time, and we weren't doing shows about this kind of stuff then.
Right.
I was reading some of the facts. I'm like, this is crazy.
I think we need to go to some Oklahoma City schools and have words with some of the history teachers, because I feel like we got robbed.
I don't think we can, in this day and age, we're liable to get clobbered.
So there is all of the information for this event in the links to the show notes, but okhistory.org has some very detailed information. It looks like very informative
Yes.
activity that you could take part in this weekend.
Well, yeah, and if you're not just there for the reenactment, they've got hiking trails, signs that will kind of walk you through your own guided tour through. There's over 1,000 acres of this battle site. They'll take you to the 1/8 mile of the original Texas Road, the battle at the bridge over Elk Creek. They've actually got a new visitor center this year with some temporary exhibits that'll kind of fill in some of those blanks for you as well. So definitely want to check it out. It looks really cool.
Right, and not only was the Battle of Honey Springs the largest battle ever fought on Oklahoma soil, but this is the largest event of its kind in the state.
Oh, yeah. I
think it's definitely something you should check out.
Sorry, Frontier City, your shootouts are kind of lame.
And speaking of shootouts...
Hey, rootin', tootin', gun shooting, here we go.
The High Noon Shootout in Claremore.
There's still more in Claremore. Cha-ching!
So this is run by the J.M. Davis Gun Museum in Claremore. Did you know that the J.M. Davis Gun Museum has the largest privately held firearms collection in the world?
Did you know there's 12,000 guns?
Right, but
yes.
Largest in the world.
I had no idea.
Exactly. So not only do they have 12,000 firearms, but they've got a lot of non-firearms related items. Saddles, spurs, western gear, that type of thing.
Basically, this is where the stronghold's going to be when the zombies come. If you're going cowboys versus zombies, they haven't done a movie like that. But I feel like if they don't include the Davis Museum in it,
surely there's been a cowboys versus zombies movie.
Yeah, we've probably watched it on some streaming device. But no, I feel like this is the stronghold. 12,000 firearms.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of guns.
The event itself, the High Noon Shootout, is kind of just straight out of an old Western film.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the tri-state gunfighters. They stage bank robberies. They do a jailbreak and other Wild West skits. And this happens a couple of times throughout the year.
Yeah.
But Claremore really kind of goes all out again.
They do everything.
And for the little kids... You even have a chance to be deputized and receive your own personal Wild West badge.
I used to love to wear a badge that I would get at TGMY. I just thought I was something else. I walked a little taller with a badge on. You know? You still look cool putting your pants when you got a badge on. But what I liked real quick is how it all began.
Okay.
So, as a kid, he was a sickly child.
J.M. Davis?
J.M. Davis.
Okay.
And what do you do as a father? You spoil your kid to get him to take his medicine. He gifted him with a small muzzle loader shotgun. What he didn't realize is that his kid was going to go on to be a gun fanatic and create the largest privately owned gun museum in the world.
It looks super cool. And again, it's one of those things that's really only in Oklahoma.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's firearms museums, but they're not the biggest one in the world, and they ain't in Claremore, Oklahoma, neither.
Well, while you're up in the area, around Claremore,
yep,
the Tulsa Pop Culture Expo is going on this weekend, the 2nd and 3rd of November.
Fanboys, be ready. It's going down.
Fanboys?
Yeah.
So November 2nd and 3rd at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You've got your... what's the best way to define this?
Man,
Pop Culture Expo. It's a Comic-Con, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Comic-Con. But I think you have to have what defines a Comic-Con? When you think, okay, you got Dean Cain.
Dean Cain is going to be there. I mean, he was obviously Superman for a bit.
It's a quick story. I rode an elevator with Dean Cain one time.
Did he smell like feet?
No, he did not. He was riding an elevator, putting eye drops in. I said, I hope you're enjoying Tulsa. He's like, yep, I'm really liking it. That was pretty much my brush with fame. But Bill Goldberg played for the University of Tulsa, went on to play for the Atlanta Falcons, is going to be there. That's a big deal, man. Goldberg. You know, I'm just I fanboy about that stuff.
Okay, I don't know who Bill Goldberg is.
Get to know it, man. He went 52-0 in WCW.
WCW.
Yes, World Championship Wrestling.
Is that the real kind of wrestling or the fake kind of wrestling?
The real kind, man.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan.
So the fake kind of wrestling.
The NWO. It was a big deal back then.
There are going to be a bunch of other people there. There's going to be a whole lot of...
Lindsay Wagner. Wow, the Bionic Woman.
Yeah, there are going to be a bunch of celebrities there in and around the pop culture world.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have your standard autograph sessions and that sort of thing. They also have like a kids area filled with activities, some great...
Always great photo ops.
Definitely some great photo ops.
I've been to quite a few cons, so a lot of your standard convention fare.
Cosplay contests?
Cosplay contest. Michael Keaton's Batman 89 Batmobile is going to be there. Lots of fun. You get a chance to get those tickets. They usually do day tickets, or you can do the whole weekend if you want, but I typically, not to poo-poo the thing, usually Sunday is the best time to go, but most celebrities are only doing Saturdays. So if you're looking to do, just make sure to plan your trip. Plan your trip to the pop culture convention and make sure you don't miss out on anything.
And again, links in the show notes, but that'll be at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa this Saturday and Sunday.
Absolutely.
So the last thing on our list, Brett.
Our agenda
for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Anomalist Books and Brews in Lexington, Oklahoma.
Yes, the big town of, and if you call it Lex, I'm going to Lex, then you're in. If you call it Lexington, you're an out-of-towner.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yep, you call it Lex. I have family. My great-grandparents lived there until they moved to Wanette. I know somewhere. I know people everywhere. Remember when we were driving through, I was like, oh, my cousins live here. Oh, my cousins over there. That's part of where some of my cousins are from.
Well,
Lexington.
On November 1st, which is Friday, they're having their 2019 paranormal discussion. Now, you and I have been to Anomalist Books and Brews on more than one occasion. As a matter of fact, Anomalist Books and Brews was the first place that somebody recognized me as a world-famous podcaster without me first telling them that I'm a world-famous podcaster.
Interestingly enough, I have never had anybody go, I recognize you as a world-famous podcaster. To me, I am the silent contributor to most podcasts that we do together, which means it's weird because I'm the loudest one in the group.
So Glenn over at Anomalist, super nice guy.
Yeah.
This place has a really cool backstory. Again, we'll put links in the show notes. I would definitely look into it if you're interested.
If you're looking for books, he has thousands of books. And maybe a hot dog.
Maybe a hot dog.
I think we ate a hot dog when we were there.
We did eat a hot dog when we were there, and but this particular event, the attendees are going to discuss paranormal topics, personal encounters, investigations, that sort of thing. If that's your cup of tea, we can't recommend Anomalist enough.
I think they're doing something. I mean, honestly, we're highlighting this particular event, but Glenn is literally promoting. I think he's promoted stuff to the point where Facebook said, okay, we got to shut you down, Glenn. Like, he's always doing something.
He is, and he's a great guy, and it's a great store.
Yeah.
And if you're in the Lexington area this weekend and you're into paranormal topics,
I mean, they're smack dab in the middle of town. It's a cool building and nothing else. Get your butt down to Lexington, for God's sakes.
Agreed.
I mean, we're trying to send you to do something this weekend. By gosh.
By golly.
By golly. Well, if these things don't trip your trigger, I hope you've got something figured out for the weekend. It's getting chilly, folks. It's almost time for Christmas lights.
And I think it's time for some indoor activities, so I think the Anomalous bookstore with the hot coffee, it's a perfect opportunity to go inside where it's warm.
Grab a book, grab a conversation. Anomalous Books. Yeah.
If none of these items are what you're looking to do this weekend, then head on over to OnlyinOKShow on Facebook. We're constantly throwing up new ideas for weekend activities. See if there's something on there that will trip your trigger.
Hey, that's what we do. We trip triggers for you. if you're going to the gun museum this weekend. Anyway, it's the Only in OK Show. Find us at OnlyinOKShow.com. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley. Pig kicking time.
All right.
So, Brett,
Mm-hmm.
what was up with that? So,
You're getting old. It's like an old guy thing. I do the same thing.
Brett, I can't do this. So,
they also have not just,
Oh.
they have got non-firearms related stuff like,
Blackbird.
oh, okay. I didn't know you were feeding me. Okay.
I
thought you were grasping.
No, I was bouncing, and you're like, uh-huh.
I was thinking.
I threw the ball to you, and you're like,
I get it. And then I clap my hands together, and the ball's already behind me. I get it.